Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about Senseonics SENS stock, and we will begin by discussing if Senseonics stock is a good buy around $3, and then we will discuss the various advantages that Senseonics technology has over their competition in the market. Then we will look at some analyst SENS stock price targets and SENS stock price predictions while consulting a smart algorithm that rates stocks on a scale from 1 to 100 that will help us determine if we should buy or sell SENS. Lastly, we will touch on Meta Materials MMAT stock and compare it directly to Senseonics SENS stock. Remember to hit the like button right now if you want other investors to buy SENS stock. Comment your thoughts down below, turn on subscription notifications if you are new, and now let's make you some free money with Webull. Webull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies. But right now, you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account. And you can get a second free stock, which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. If you don't know, Senseonics Holdings Incorporated, ticker symbol SENS, is a great potential buy for long-term investors who want to gain exposure to the diabetes management market. SENS has the only FDA-approved long-term glucose monitoring system, which is game-changing technology. The sensor is implanted into the upper arm while the external transmitter is removable and water-resistant. This technology reports real-time blood glucose levels to your mobile device, which can alert you either by alarms or by the transmitter itself vibrating when your blood glucose levels are either too high or too low. By the end of 2020, the SENS share price was under $1, which now trades at around $2.73. Senseonics also has a collaborative partnership with the Swiss company named Essentia to market their continuous glucose monitoring system globally, and it has worked out pretty well considering that their first quarter revenues were $2.85 million, with most of their sales coming from Europe. So with great and increasing market demand, the SENS stock price looks like it can soar higher in the coming years. This statement is then reflected by the SENS stock score of a 66 and a healthcare sector score of 74, which means that SENS stock is a better investment than 74% of all other stocks in the healthcare industry. However, overall, Senseonics has a score of 66, so let's dive deep and see what this score comprises of and why Senseonics is rated as a 66. According to this computer system and its proprietary algorithm, it looks at the top industries and the best performing stocks in those industries. The computer system analyzes both technical factors and fundamental factors while also taking into consideration the opinions from stock analysts before generating these scores. However, these scores are not comprehensive in my opinion, so it should only be used as a starting point to conduct your own analysis. It's also known that these scores tend to shift rapidly depending on the current sentiment of the stock, whether the stock is being very bullish or bearish, and it normally takes about a week for these scores to change. So we do see a downtrend in SENS stock over the last week, so I expect this score actually to drop slightly. Clearly, a score closer to 100 is better and a score closer to 0 is worse, but even with SENS stock falling in the past month, it still is outperforming the S&P 500, which has rallied a total of 34% in the past year, while SENS stock has rallied around 570% in the same time period. Analysts currently forecast SENS stock to be $4 within the next 12 months, which is the high-end price target, with the median price target coming in at $2.38, and lastly, the low-end price target for SENS stock is $1. So if you hold SENS below $2, that's a pretty safe entry price, especially if you want to hold it long-term. So why are investors so impressed about Senseonics' Eversense CGM system? Well, it's probably because their system can last up to 10 times longer than its competition. Normally CGM sensors have to be replaced every 14 days or less, but Senseonics has a 90-day sensor in the United States, a 180-day sensor in Europe, which is currently going through FDA approval so it can be used in the US, and they even have a system that can last an entire year. This is also great news for insurance companies because they don't have to worry about multiple doctor visits or constant changing of equipment after a short amount of time because they have to be replaced. So the growth prospects for SENS is very strong. SENS stock is also rated very highly on Portfolio Grader, where SENS is considered not a C, not a B, but an A-rated stock. In the long term, there is real opportunity for this stock to grow exponentially because this technology could eventually make Senseonics a market leader in a very lucrative industry. According to the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the US population who's being diagnosed with diabetes back in 2020 was around 34.2 million people. In addition to that, 88 million adults are pre-diabetic who can also use this technology. However, many investors have found Meta Materials, ticker symbol MMAT, as a good substitute for SENS stock, and Meta Materials recently went through a reverse merger with Torchlight Energy Resources. Originally, this merger really excited investors, but right now the stock price for MMAT is going down, and the thing that makes Meta Materials so competitive is it's a company that develops functional materials and nanocomposites, but that's not the reason why we're focusing on this company right now. One of the main positives to this company is that as a result of this reverse merger, the company now has $160 million of cash on hand with nearly zero debt. But the thing that makes this company competitive against Senseonics is that they just concluded a 27-month project on July 6th for their non-invasive glucose monitoring system. More specifically, this glucose sensing prototype has been able and is proven to increase the normal week glucose signals by 240%. So the goal now is to commercialize this technology using that $160 million, and it's going to be called Meta GlucoWise Home Hub System. This company is Senseonics' complete opposite in many regards, such as Senseonics sensor has to be embedded under someone's skin through a procedure done in a doctor's office, while on the other hand, Meta Materials technology is completely non-invasive. Also, Senseonics requires their customers to still prick their fingers to draw blood to calibrate their systems. On the other hand, Meta Materials technology is completely painless. However, until this technology is actually proven and has gone through rigorous testing by a regulatory agency such as the FDA, SENS has the clear advantage here in multiple categories, especially if Senseonics improves their technology to require less finger prick calibrations. But what do you think? Comment your thoughts down below. Remember to like this video right now, subscribe if you are new, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.